Her son dies in a child-sized bed, big enough for him but barely enough to hold her and her husband, who cling to the edges, folding themselves small so they fit one on each side of him. She savors the constant shifting and squirming needed to keep her in place. Her son was alive, and now he isn't. No thunder, no angels weeping, no cloaked death, no grace. Just his silent body, unbreathing, and the blunt realization that this is it. How dull, she thinks. She could scream, get on her knees, pull out her hair, curse God. Take me, she could plead while beating her chest with her fist. She won't. She can't rally the drama she once imagined. In her fantasies, is it too morbid to call them fantasies? She doesn't think so. In her fantasies, her son died in a shopping mall, one of the big ones in Mexico City, because in a mall there is an audience, and she wanted an audience but thought dying in the street was too sordid. At the mall, her son collapsed, and as she held his little body in her lap, mall-goers surrounded her in hushed awe of her sorrow, unimaginable to all, while she became a pieta, marble and gorgeous. Tears, fat and clean, slid from her cheeks and pooled on her chin. When she imagined this, she cried along with her kneeling self. And now, nothing. This is the moment. Death, and not a tear. Perhaps she needs an audience, and her only audience in this room, this bright room, is her whimpering husband. And one whimpering man is no audience. Her husband nuzzles their son in the space the boy's squat neck allows, as if her husband were the fawn and her son the doe. Her husband squeezes their son with his whole body, arms, leg, head, and chest. He grunts as he squeezes. His breaths are loud against their son's neck, smelling him hard. She squeezes their son too, tries what her husband tries because he seems to know how to grieve, and she doesn't. Her husband grabs her upper arm and pulls her toward the middle of the bed, toward their son. It seems her husband figures that if they push themselves hard enough, they might be able to bear him again. I bore him, she thinks. I won't bear him again. Her husband's blonde hair falls on her son's face. She sweeps it away with the back of her hand, even when she realizes it can't tickle her son anymore. Her husband lets go of her. He makes no sounds. Maybe he has died too. She's too tired to check. She is not too tired to leave the bed and open a window. A rush of cool air blows in. It's spring and the air is fresh, very undeathlike. Her hair is loose, and because it's loose, she feels it flutter on her neck. A quick flutter, not enough to whip her fully awake. She hasn't slept. She will, but not yet. A child's death is the worst, they say, but she won't die of grief. Perhaps her husband can. He is romantic. Their son's body will be taken away for cremation, then a funeral, black clothes, sad family, and sad friends. They are away from Mexico. In her fantasies, his death was in Mexico.